Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to build a website for a startup and deploy it to production in less than 10 minutes. So basically, 2025 has been a year of startups and every startup today needs a website. Now, definitely with the advancement of AI, building a website has become much easier than before. But the main challenge is deploying the website and maintaining the website. Unfortunately, this is where a lot of startups burn their money as well as time. For example, startups spend a lot of time creating the required infrastructure, maintaining the infrastructure. They spend a lot of time building the manual deployment process. And as the scale grows, they also spend a lot of time setting up the load balancing, denial of service attack, rate limiting, CDN, and other DevOps best practices. Now, what if I tell you you can skip all of this? All that you have to do is to build your website, push it once, and everything is taken care of. This is exactly what Gemini 3 and Hostinger makes possible, and we are going to see the same thing live in action now. But before we go there, I should thank Hostinger for providing the required resources and sponsoring today's video. Okay, let's start with building something interesting. Let's build a website for a DevOps training company. So this training company offers free courses on YouTube, paid courses on Udemy, freelancing services in the space of DevOps and cloud. So to build the website, I'll use Google Anti-Gravity powered by Gemini 3 Pro. So first, I'll provide it with a very good prompt. Build a modern DevOps and cloud training website using Node.js. Include pages for YouTube content, Udemy courses, freelancing projects, and design it clean, professional, and SEO optimized. Perfect. I'll trigger the prompt. Perfect. It created an implementation plan. We can also go through the plan. So it says, okay, it's going to build a DevOps and cloud training website, user review required. Okay. So it provided information about the tech stack, the design document, and also information about the core components. Okay. So everything looks good to me. So I'll click on proceed so that it will go ahead and start building the source code for us. So this usually takes 2 to 3 minutes. And in 2 to 3 minutes, we should have the code ready on the left side panel. And we will just verify the code by running it locally and testing the website locally on this machine. Once everything looks good, I'll push this source code to the GitHub repository and make the source code deployment ready. Till the time, let's look at the steps that are being executed. Okay, so it generated the files related to the dependencies. So we have the package.json, and this is a Node.js application with White that is being used as the server. Completed White plus React project setup with dependencies. Great. Now it is setting up the global CSS with design tokens and animations. That sounds good. So as I told you, these models have evolved a lot. So you can see, it also started using the best practices like building reusable components for layouts, cards, and navigation. So, you're rest assured all the pages on the website look the similar. So these are some minor challenges which we run into, and they're actually very tedious if you start building the website by yourself. This looks cool. It also started generating the images. So because we asked it to, make it a website that looks like a DevOps training platform. So it also started creating some thumbnails, and these are generated with Gemini 3 Pro. Probably it's using Nano Banano because you can see the quality of these thumbnails. And then it started creating some final files. So you can see here the home.jsx, YouTube, Udemy. Great. And now that most of the files are generated, it started preparing the README file. And this README file will have steps related to setup as well as deployment. Cool. So you can see here, it is also running the tests and verifying. Let's accept so that it can verify the deployment on the local machine. Nice. It also confirmed that the commands are working fine and the website is working on localhost 5173. We can also verify it. So I'll quickly switch to the directory where I have the source code within my anti-gravity workspace. Cool. So here I have the website. So I'll first run npm install. Cool. And then I'll run npm run dev. So it says available on localhost 5174. Let's try to access this on the browser and absolutely perfect. So it says DevOps Academy and a very nice website is built for the DevOps training company. So you can see, so it has a very good homepage, learn DevOps and cloud, explore different courses, watch the tutorials. It also talks about number of free courses, average rating, just like a website that the training company would get from third party agencies or the front end engineers within the organization. Everything is built with a single prompt. Okay, so the complete tutorial, we have a YouTube pane here, we have the Udemy page, and we also have some freelancing projects which we asked Gemini 3 to build. Now we are only halfway done. Of course, the website is awesome, but the website is running on the local host. But to make this website end user ready, to make this website production ready, we should have this website running for the end users. And this is where Hostinger comes into picture. So first of all, I'll push this source code to a GitHub repository. So, so this is my GitHub. So create new. Let me call this as DevOps company within my user. I'll skip the description for now and I'll just click on the create button. Now I'll follow the steps. So I'll just follow these steps provided, and on my local, I will run these steps so that code is pushed to the GitHub repo. So first I'll initiate git init. Then I don't need readme file. I already have one. So instead of adding a new file, I'll just say git add all. Then I will commit this as a first commit. Perfect. Create a branch and then I will add this repository as the remote and I will push the code. That's all. So as I told you during the introduction, you just need to build a website and you have to push it once. And that's what I've done. Now, if I refresh this GitHub page, I will have the complete code here for my website, including a beautiful readme.md file. Now I'll go to my Hostinger. So I already have an account created with Hostinger. I'll share the link in the description so that you can also create one. And the best part is that at this moment, Hostinger is running Black Friday sale and you can get 80% off. Along with that, if you use my coupon code in the description, you can get additional 10% discount. Okay, I'll share all the links and everything that you need in the description. Now that we are here, so I'll head to the websites. I'll head to website list and I'll click on add a website. See how simple is this? When I click on add website, I have an option for Node.js web app, which is what our website is. It is built with Node.js. So here I have an option import Git repository or upload the files. For some reason, if you don't want to deal with Git repo, you can upload the files. However, I would recommend this option. So it will, Hostinger will create or use the GitHub app. So I'll proceed with my user, I am Veeramalla, and I will grant access to the required repository. So instead of all repositories, only select repositories, and I would go with the one that I just created. So DevOps company, right? So this is the one. if I just scroll down, so DevOps company, let's go ahead. So the repository is selected, read access to the repo, install and authorize. Now the best part is that Hostinger does not only pull the source code, deploy it, but every time a change is made to this repo, I'll show you by making some simple change. Every time a change is made, Hostinger detects the change and it will automatically deploy new version of your website. So just like advanced CI/CD that DevOps engineers would build within the organization. But in this case, CI/CD pipeline does not take hours to run. It just reflects in minutes of time. In fact, even less than that. So let's select this by going back. Now you will see here, Hostinger automatically detects the programming language framework. So here it says framework that is used is white, branch is main, and Node.js version is 22.x. In case you want to change something, you are free to do it. But in my case, it picked the right options. So I'll just proceed with deploy. That's all. So we have the website created with Gemini 3 and the website deployed and also maintained by Hostinger. This would take just few minutes and we are all set. And there you go, it says deployment is completed. Let's verify. So if I just go back to my website list. So I should have a domain for this website. So this is the temporary domain. Let's see by accessing the domain. Perfect. So we have one of the Hostinger site subdomains on which the website is ready. Of course, this is not a domain that you would use if you want to have your application hosted for the end users. But the best part is that Hostinger also allows you to pick your domain. And if you're going with the cloud startup or cloud professional subscription using the link in the description, you will also get a free domain. So you can pick one free domain with your subscription. Everything at one place, hosting, domain, and maintenance as well. Now, why do I say maintenance? Because one, as I told you, make a very simple change to this repo. Automatically, new version of the website is ready for you. On top of that, Hostinger also takes care of SSL for you. So this is our website. You can see this is provided with SSL. And if you start scaling this website, let's say CDN is required, you can use that through Hostinger. Hostinger makes sure your website is also running 24/7. On top of that, if there is any issue, you can instantly get in touch with Hostinger support. Now let me show you by making a simple change. In the SRC, let's go to pages and let's update one of the JSX page. So let's say I'll update something in the home.jsx. So let me scroll down. So here the subtitle says Learn DevOps and Cloud. Let me just change this to Learn Just DevOps. Okay, so I'll make a very minor change from DevOps and Cloud. I'll change this to Learn DevOps. Commit changes. Now you will see if I go back to the Hostinger website, if I click on the website list, so this is the one. I'll click on the dashboard. Now you should see the deployment in the building state and it picked the latest commit. Update hero subtitle to Learn DevOps. So the CI/CD is in progress and in no time the CI/CD is complete. Now if I click on the website, okay, so this is the Learn DevOps and Cloud. I'll refresh. So we should see just Learn DevOps. See how fast this is. So this is where it can simply save thousands of dollars for your organization. You don't need a maintenance team and maybe you don't need a third party agency for maintaining website for your startup. Now I'm sure you must be wondering what is the price for this? Let me tell you, Hostinger is super inexpensive, especially if you get access to their subscription during the Cyber Week. As I told you, all the links are in the description. You can get up to 80% discount. I would recommend their Cloud Startup Plus AI plan. You can get this less than $8 a month. And for the first 3 months, you can actually get it for free. So you can have your website created and deployed as well as managed in less than $8 a month. I have personally tried it. There are no hidden charges. So what you see here is what you exactly pay. So this is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning, building the website, deploying and managing. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section. See you all in the next lecture. Take care.